I would like to talk about, why do you want to act? As an actor, have you ever contemplated this question? My goal in this video is not to answer that question for you, but instead inspire you to answer that question for yourself. Because when you find your own answer or answers, it can strengthen you, empower you, and deepen your approach to your journey as an actor. Why do I want to act? It's a question that sounds simple on the surface, but if you allow yourself to really sit with it, to get quiet, to get honest, maybe even a little bit uncomfortable, that question can open up into something much bigger and much more surprising. Whether you're just starting your journey as an actor, doing your first acting class, you're working on your first monologue, or you're a seasoned professional working on your 150th role, this question will not just show up one time. It will show up again and again and again in your life. And it should, because it keeps you connected to the truth about why you're doing this in the first place. And it's important to ask yourself this question, especially when certain things in the industry, rejections, the frustrations of the hustle, disappointments that may arise. There are so many conditions on the path of being an actor that can really try to make us forget. Let's explore some of the many reasons actors are drawn to the art form and why your personal answer can make a huge difference in your life as an artist. Is it about the lure of the spotlight? Is it just to be seen? For many, the pull towards acting is the spotlight. Maybe you were a child that loved to play pretend. Maybe you found the stage when you were a teenager and it gave you confidence to express yourself in a different way that you didn't know was possible. The desire to be seen, to be acknowledged, to matter, especially if you felt invisible, is deeply human. But fame, however, if that's what you're chasing, it is a fickle and fragile thing. You won't always be the lead. You won't always get the applause. And even if you do, it may not fill the void in the way that you thought it would. So in this scenario, the question becomes, when no one is clapping, do you still want to act? If the answer is yes, that means you're here for something deeper. Another possible answer to why do I want to act is acting as empathy, putting yourself in someone else's shoes. One of the most sacred elements of acting is the power to stretch your empathy. In what other profession are you asked to live, breathe, and embody the life of another person? Not just intellectually, but viscerally. When you take on a role, you're not just memorizing lines and imitating an idea of physicality. When you're really engaging in the craft and in the art form of acting, you're stepping into a different soul. You're understanding a life, a set of circumstances, a worldview that may vary from your own. What would it feel like to lose everything and still have the strength to continue on and be a leader? Or how does someone justify betrayal? And do they even think of it as betrayal? Or what does grief look like inside of somebody who has no idea how to express it? To act is to say, I understand you. Let me tell your story as truthfully as I can. And isn't that something that the world needs more of? Less judgment, more curiosity, less bickering, less shouting, more listening. Acting exercises that muscle within you. The joy of storytelling. Maybe you want to act because you love stories. Maybe you felt what a good story can do. How it suspends time and disarms people, opens hearts. You've seen how the audience leans forward in anticipation during moments of silence, or laughs just when they need to, or cries at the end because something profound happened and they were touched. Actors are vessels of storytelling. They bring stories to life. When you act, you are part of an ancient lineage, a tradition older than film, older than Shakespeare, older than recorded history itself. Human beings have always needed storytellers. And if you're called to that role, you're answering a deep and universal need. Another interesting answer to the question, why do I want to act? Finding yourself in the work. Interestingly enough, one of the most profound reasons people act is to learn more about themselves and to understand themselves better. Acting forces you to pay attention to parts of yourself that in regular everyday civilian life you would rather avoid. It stretches your emotional vocabulary. It reveals patterns, wounds, dreams, and maybe things that you didn't even realize that you were carrying. Maybe it's on stage when you finally fully accessed your vulnerability. Maybe it was in the process of rehearsing a breakup scene when you realized all of the things that you really wished you could have said to the person that is no longer in your life. Maybe playing a bold, fearless character helps you discover your own courage. Acting is not therapy, but it is often therapeutic. And when the work is honest, it changes you. For those who stay in the game for years, for decades, the answer to why do I want to act often becomes because I love the work. Not just the shows, not just the applause, but the process. From the first table read when you have no idea how to begin working on the character, the rehearsal where something clicks, the notes from the director that challenge you, that make you bang your head up against the wall to try to solve it, the rituals of going into the dressing room and getting ready to step on stage in front of an audience, the fascinating process of shooting a feature film. There's a kind of magic in the journey of creativity. Yes, sometimes the work can be frustrating, tedious, unforgiving, but if you fall in love with the doing of the work and not just the finished product, that's when you know you really are an actor. As an artist and as a human being, you're constantly evolving. Some days your answer is going to be clear and steady. Other days you might doubt everything. But coming back to your why grounds you. It gives you something to hold on to when auditions go quiet, when you lose out on a role, or whenever you're questioning your path. And don't compare your why to anybody else's. Some act because it brings joy. Others because it brings a catharsis. Some want to entertain. Others want to challenge. Some are in it for the art. Others for the impact. All are valid. What's important is that your answer is honest to you. So, why do you want to act? Not what you think you should say, but what's true. What's alive for you. You don't need a perfect answer. You just need a real one. Because when your reason for wanting to act is real, your work will be too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Click on the description below for links to our website and to learn more about the New Collective Acting Studio and our private coaching membership. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.